And here is part 2 of the porch project. Now is the exciting part. I'm actually going to install the porch. What you see here is just a dry fit. I just kind of tucked these pieces into place to make sure I know exactly where I have to glue everything. Once again, I have I'm going to move this to the side a little bit so I can get in there. Once again, I have the camera balanced on the bed, and I apologize for the wobbles. There's just no other way for me to deal with this. So when I lined this all up, I somehow ended up needing to pull this post forward a little bit more than I thought I was originally going to place it. So when I'm done, I will have to paint this side that I kept bare for the glue right here. Not a big deal. And right here. This trim is the same color, same paint, so it'll just blend right in. And I'm going to need to do some touch-ups anyway. Okay, so here we go. Don't even really know where to start. I think with a pencil. I'm going to make a teeny little mark right there. To show me where to line this up. I just want a tiny mark so that it won't be, bleeding through the paint. Okay, so. I don't know what's happened to this bottle of Gorilla Glue. It's like really chunky, but it seems to still be working, so I don't want to waste it. You can hear all that noise. That's my 10-month-old puppy romping around in here, and if I shut her out, she like whines at the door. If I let her in, she creates all sorts of havoc, so she's just, she's a lot. She was a moment of insanity for me. We really did not need a third dog, and I don't know, was not in a good place and thought a puppy would make me happy. Silly me. Because all she really does is drive me crazy. Except when she cuddles up to me at night, which is really cute. And now because I've shut the door, she's gonna bark to go out. See, if I can have the house to myself, if I can be home alone, I can do this with my office door open, and then she's not disruptive. But cannot get this to stay put. There we go. this one post is really tight, so I have to be very careful what I do with that. And look to make sure I have it straight. I think I do. Just check. Yes, perfect fit up there.
Oh, this is so exciting. I love this part.
Okay, make sure everything's upside right. That still slid back too far. Okay. Well, I think I still have time to maneuver. I gotta tell you folks, gluing this into place is not easy. Trying to get everything to line up exactly right, no matter how carefully you plan it out. That's good. That's good. Alrighty. I think I just need to tape all my joints really good. Easier said than done. Now I did not glue the bottom of this railing here, and maybe I should have. I think it's going to be okay just wedged in between there. I did put glue on the top of this piece. Trying to counteract gravity, basically. Oh, I just realized that with this top trim here, I didn't make any pieces for the ends. So that's something I'm going to have to do. It shouldn't take long. I have a scrap piece left, so, or I have of railing left, so I can use it to make those little end pieces of this trim. Have to finish that up. This happens a lot. When I start to like what I'm doing and get excited about it, I kind of like jump ahead and forget steps. Yeah, I actually did cut and re-glue an extra piece of railing that's supposed to be on the ends here, but I never trimmed it down to size and painted it, so I don't know where my brain is some days. Right now my columns are not fitting into this space. They're all a little bit tight, so that's okay. What I'm going to do, okay, that one fits. So that one's good, but the two that go here and here are not fitting. And so to fix that, I'm just going to sand the tops of them down a little bit. So I'll be right back. I ended up taking my saw to these and taking off just like maybe a 32nd of an inch or something like that. I wasn't getting a good straight edge when I tried to sand them, and with the saw I could do a cleaner, straighter edge, so that seemed to work better. I'm really trying to get these in without scratching up the porch floor. I may have to do a little more touch up on the porch floor when this is done. This one needs just a smidgen more off of it. Didn't paint this side. I don't know what I was doing there. I'll touch that up later. All right, off to paint some more. All right, now I've put on the end pieces that I was missing here, the ones that I had forgotten to paint and cut, so those have been installed. I wanted to put something on the entrance posts right here, and so what I ended up doing was taking from my scrap pieces, taking this piece of the post and cutting it right across there and turning that over, and that's what's sitting on top of here. This was a little flat on the top because of how I had to cut it, so I literally just took some wood filler and just made a little mound on the top of these two pieces right here to give them a little more rounded shape. And I've actually been touching up a couple of other spots with some wood filler, but right now what I would like to do is take all this tape off and see how this looks and hope that everything actually adhered. hope this isn't too wobbly. I'm just holding the camera because this is the side of the dollhouse that faces the bed. I always have problems trying to figure out how to film over here, so if I put a tripod on here, it still just wobbles around because of me moving. I love this so much. Now, it occurred to me after I glued this all on and taped it all up. There's a piece of post that somehow I didn't paint that edge, so I have to clean that up. And I wasn't sure I was going to like how this looked with the balustrades that I used. So, right, here's the porch. I think the porch looks pretty darn good. And then if I back up and look at it all with the balustrades, what do you think? Oh, some sunlight coming in on the house over there. I think I like it. I have a lot of touching up to do. Okay, so what I have to do now is go around. I want to actually go around the whole house and touch up some areas. Like, for example, right up here, we've got a little bit of a gap. So I'm going to put some wood filler in there. I still haven't finished off these edges of things up here. So that one actually feels like it needs to be sanded a little bit. Oh, and this one's not glued into place. So that one needs to be glued down. Yeah. Okay, this is what I'm using for wood filler. Elmer's wood filler. I'm not going to be able to record all of this. For one thing, the house is a little too noisy right now. For another thing, I have no charged battery. Okay, that is the end of the porch project. I did finish touching up the paint, and I finished with the wood filler and finished touching up of the paint. And so as much of the outside as I'm going to do right now is done. So here's a look at that. One interesting thing is that even though I made these two, ignore my lamp there, these two top sections exactly identical to each other, and I measured both of these sides and they are exactly identical to each other, they don't look the same. So this one, the trim comes to about 1/2 inch from the edge, and on this side it's over 1 inch away from the edge. And from the front of the house it's pretty obvious, and for the life of me I cannot figure out why that happened. Let me climb up on the bed here so I can show you this. I mean, maybe nobody will notice, but I noticed it in the last video that, in part of the footage from this video, I noticed it, that the trim on this side doesn't come over nearly as far as the balustrade trim on that side, and I cannot figure out why. Everything measures correctly, so the base that I was gluing to measures the same, the pieces of balustrade measure the same. I don't understand what happened there. So it's just going to be that way. It's a mystery. Can't explain it. But there is the porch. Very happy with that. I did sand those little, the little knobby bits right there. The little knobs that I put on either side of the entryway. I did smooth those out a little bit with sandpaper, and then I painted them, and I went around and touched up all the paint, the blue paint and the white paint on the rest of the house. So, oh, I just noticed that, yeah, my grandson got in here, and he put Grandpa up on the roof. He's not really supposed to touch this. He's only 3, and so, you know, obviously I don't want him touching my dollhouse, but every once in a while he kind of sneaks a little grab at something. He's actually pretty gentle, but he could break something by accident, so. Alright, there we go. Very happy with the way this came out overall, except for that balustrade mystery. Okay, I'm climbing off the bed. Bear with me. Okay, there's a section with the windows done. I love these windows. Yeah. If you look up here, you know, it looks pretty good. I don't know that nobody's going to climb on my bed for one thing and see that those balustrades don't look the same on both sides. And in this room it's pretty hard to get far enough back where you can look at the whole thing anyway and measure it all out. So, yeah. Alright. So I have started to do some work on the housekeeper's room, which will be upcoming videos. Alright. So there we are. So, thank you for coming along on this little bit of a tedious journey to do the porch. I feel like when I'm watching these videos, maybe because I've already done it, I feel like the videos are really tedious. So I hope that you just fast forward through things that you don't want to watch to the end. But anyway, thank you for coming with me. I hope you get some good dollhouse therapy. Bye!